In-house gardening. Okay, what you're looking at right here is kale, and I grew them from seeds. Yep, this is the beginning stage. It's starting to look like kale. So I'm not going to talk about the quality, the benefits of kale, because I think we all know by now. But I'm just going to say that how I did this. I took my seeds. I actually purchased these specific seeds, and I started off with just a little seed, and I soaked them, and then I planted them in something about this big, and I only put two or three. And then when it got to be about that size, I put it in here. And this is where we're at now. So now these are big enough for me to put in the ground. I just want to let it get a little larger, especially those. And I will go ahead and put them in the ground. Now, if you're growing them indoor, you want to make sure you get something big enough, like about maybe this size here. And you want to put a couple of seeds in there and let it grow. It doesn't take a whole lot. Again, I use tea. I use a specific tea that I'll tell you all about to on my vegetables to get them growing from scratch, nice and strong. And you see my collard greens. Yes. Okay, so when you are growing kale, you want to make sure these leaves get nice and green, and they feel beautiful. I do a lot of things to try to keep the bugs off of them. Um, and again, like I said, you can get like something this size, but then you'll have to transmit it and get something larger. So I'm going to assume that you want to probably start off with something this size, and you can keep it in there and let your kale go ahead and grow up and sprout up. And then you can start plucking them and eating them. Okay, this does require uh, fresh water on a regular basis. And as you can see, it's water is in the bottom. You don't want it to sit in water, but it drained out. And I'm going to just remove this water, because if it sits in water too long, it will start to get, the roots will start to get funny and rot on you and kill your whole plant. So you don't want it sitting in water too long. So once it drains out, you can kind of reuse that water and pour it back in there. But let it get a little air now, not just sitting in the water. But these, I'm looking forward to these getting bigger and planting these in the ground and really seeing how they sprout out. Sit this by a window with a little bit of air, or make sure it gets sun, and just water it, and it'll do its own thing. Doesn't require a whole lot to do. Now, when it's a baby, one of the things I did when it's a baby is, let me see if I got one. Yeah, I got a baby. This is my baby one. So I keep it warm. See, that's a small one. I keep it warm. I just took this little bottle. I use whatever I have in my house, because we're talking about gardening indoor. So you don't have to buy a whole bunch of stuff. So I just use one of these little water bottles, and I keep it warm like that. But make sure it gets a little air in the top, and I keep water in there. So I'm going to drain this one out too. Later I'll come back out and drain that out too. But that's baby, and then that's the next stage. This is the next stage, and the last stage is putting it in the ground and watching them really get big. Or in your house, keeping them in something this size, but not as many seeds as I put in here, because mine's going in the ground, and letting it get big. And the more you pluck them off, the more they sprout out. So you can continue to get, new ones growing and eat them on a regular basis. And this is kale. Yeah. So I'm gonna show y'all when I get the big ones. This is my first bunch for the year. Okay, so this is Elise down in Florida with home growing of your own food. Because again, we're at the state now where we have to start thinking about growing our own food, looking out for ourselves. We don't know what's going on in these stores, where the food's coming from. We don't know the quality of it. Shortage is kind of starting to happen. A lot of people is panicking because of the shortage on the meats. We will have a lot of vegan and vegetarians by the end of this year. You watch and see. So everybody who's interested in jumping on board now and learning how to grow their own food, stay tuned to my segments. Inbox me, and I will answer any questions. And you can YouTube me as well. And subscribe to my page. Everybody be safe. Take care of your body. And take care of your health. And stay safe. Bye from Elise in Florida.